Well, is it going to start the camera? Oh, God, it's already at 4 seconds. You caught me off my rocker. You're looking at a human being right now, but I know your perception says I'm a man. That's pretty good. Oh, yeah. We're standing on the pole and waving the flag. Is that the way it is? Standing on the pole and waving the flag. When you put your mind to it, when you understand the perception and eliminate sexual ordinance, please. When your dick is hard as rock and there's something flapping around it, I'm not quite sure what kind of flag you're actually waving unless your wand is inside the semen hole. The semen hole? 7 seas have left the boat. If I had 7 seas around me, I must be the island in the Pacific. I am I. I see. Watch out it doesn't get too cold, because from Newfoundland or Labrador, I know the water comes pure. And where she's pure is where you want to be. So another link to my puzzle is Labrador. Whether it's the water or not, that's the water I have in company. Cheers. Drinking a little of this, eh? Oh my God, it looks like a little pig. See the little pig at the bottom with the one eye over here? See the eye here? It's a pig. I'm watching this movie now that my internet is down. I'm uploading this. I'm supposed to get twice as many gigs tomorrow. They couldn't find the problem. They got to climb another pole. Right? I'm going to get 6 up or something. The maximum I can get is 6. And it comes from Montreal. So it's 20% difference. So it'd be somewhere near 7.2 would bring me to 6, or 7.3. 7.3 from 7.3 take away 20% is 1.4. Well, I'd have to get let's say 8. Take away 20% from 8 would be 1.6, would leave me with 6.4. So I'm about 7.7 right now from the distance to hook up my internet. Well, they're going to climb up the pole again. But in this movie, okay, you can tell the you know what a terrible cassette this is, but I'm 2 minutes in, so I have no choice. I don't remember what it is, but we work together. The 9th scroll. The 9th scroll is the reality of what you share of all other 8s surrounding the number system. And if you're number 1 and you're standing at each corner at third base and at first base, and you were on the telephone, you would be number 1 and 9. If you were playing low shoe, you would be 4 and 6. The one Israel of Zion, which is understanding the difference of all, is the 4 between you and the next man, and in between above and below. Because if you own your own square, you can go to the 2 off wings, which is 3 and 7, and that is Nibiru. Number 3 and 7. 21 the cube, 7 plus 3 is 10, 0 equals 6 to light, it becomes another piece of the 7th gate. Number 16, and football is all about number 1, 6, and 3. This is the laws of Moses, 6, 1, and 3, with 365 and 248. And George Carlin, he wanted to talk to the Pope about football, and they told him to make the joke about baseball. Going around the diamond, what happens in the front over here? It goes down like a V, right? So you're presuming it's a V in the back? No, it's a round and V-neck. 1 eye in the sky, 1 piece of the heart. The letter P is 4 times 4, 4 plus 4. In all reality, I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, you can. 4 times 4, 4 plus 4 is 16. 4 plus 4 is 8. That's the P and H. Okay? The P and H, 4 and 4. 5 and 3, 6 and 2, 0 and 8, 8 and 0, 808 to the bicycle cards. Understanding that the pick, okay, the pick, okay, P-I-C, which means spade, it also means something to do with 1 minute in Spanish. It's bigger. Whatever you see is bigger. Here's 5. Here's 1 here and 1 here sharing these 2. But it's sharing these 2 above and these 2 below. This is sharing these 2 below. This one is sharing these 2 with this 2. This one is sharing with this one, these 2. So these 2 get these 2, and he gets these 2 to these 2. But you can't share anything from here, because inside of here is where the 9-1 element comes in, where it's 2 and 8, time heaven, inside a low shoe. Brand, spices, tools, vehicles. Let's get back to 16. Now the creation of P and H in 16, sounding of F, coming together of where 5 and 1 equals 6. F. See, the F sound in 16 carries the F in the second letter. But in the first letter, it carries the 1 in the 10 position, saying J. Okay? But in French, they say J. So they pronounce this in the E world, this one, in French. But in our English world, they pronounce it in the A world, 1J. But on the roulette table, where everything connects together, 10 becomes black. Playing with 6, they equivalent to the 7th gate, but this is the light way. Because there's only one cube that can make 1 6 equal to 7. No other cube. Every other cube doubles the corners. Here's the cube 6. This is a 2 and 4 6 because it's 2 in between of 4. 4 and 2, 2 and 4, whichever way you want. It's in one dice. If you want to say it here, it becomes the readers. What's in between is the third reader here that reads here. North and south. East and west is void. North and south, east and west and void. Put it this way, all the 4 corners count. Now you're connecting this corner to this side, this corner to this side, this corner below. Why? Because this is your greatest distance right here. Anything else is inside your own house. Let me see. Oh, this won't even collapse on me. And if it's going to take me 100 hours to upload, then let it be. What else went in my head? And if it's going to cost me $100, let it be. Oh my God. Interruptions because of money. If it wasn't anything to do with money, I'd have a whole source here right now. Hello, Ronald. Ronald, yeah, we'll fix your computer. I'll charge you. Just charge. I don't care if you charge. Fix it now. Out. Fix it now. We need it now. It's now when I need it is now. There is no existence of money. I'm off P&H. I must be bipolar. Schizophrenic, drug addict. Of course, I smoke 1 joint, maybe 2 a week. Oh my God, I shouldn't have told anybody that, but it's a TV show. Nothing is real unless your own perception makes it real itself. Let's get back to P&H. So P&H, okay, is A and F, the 1 and the F, but it's also the J because it's in the 10 family. 10 begins at 10, 11, 12, but at 13, 10 becomes a teen, it becomes a 3-teen, a 14, a 5-teen, a 16. But at 17, it becomes special. It's a 7th gate, and there is no 7. It's a totality of 7. You automatically must use 1 cube, 7. So the 7th gate in between 1 cube, between 1 and 7 is how much? Forget it. The 1 is in the center. The 7 becomes a moon of what the incoming of the light. 1 and 6. If this was a V letter, right, it'd be V1 equaling to the 6. Okay, that would be the right side, making it 61 instead of 16, equaling to 77. In-ways and outways of the gate of the light way. P&H, 33F, 51F, 0606F. 66 together would create the U, which creates 2 Fs, going from one side all the way into the next one. Okay, let's disregard this now and go on. P&H F, 666. The opposite on the dite, 4 and 4, 3 and 3, 7, 7. 5 and 3. 2 and 4, 7, 7, 6 and 2 is 8, and 1 and 5. The doghouse of Christ. Mission Mars, because we've blasted off a long time ago. More or less, let's try 2,000 years ago. It must be wrong in the deck, right? The mal deck, the lamb in the deck, reverse that for Mars, for the lamb, for the mouton, or what moves below your nose is your tongue. Whether this knows, that speaks. So you got the 2 in one place, and you can see, understand the perception between 2, between 2, between 2, between 2, between 2 of 1. 2's of 1. If I don't pass between this, between, in between, what does in between mean? I got it in between. You didn't drive on top of it. You didn't get a 2 and get another 2. You didn't get a 6 and get another 6. You got 3, 4, 5. You're in between. So we have over here, this is your DNA. This brings out the sun, something to do with the radiation when you see the 4. When the H begins from the 4, because it's multi-leveled here and here. So the first part of the H is up here, another part of the H is here. And we keep going down. So that's why you see different pieces and parts. Okay, now everything has to be monitored on an angle. I'm assuming that's 3 of 4, the angle, meaning I'll drop down 4 spaces and move over 3, which also means I'll drop down 4 spaces and move over 1. Either do the maximum or the minimum, 1 and 4. That's all you can have. You cannot have any more. Okay, because you're starting from the center left, starting from the center right. 4 plus 1 is 5. 4 plus 1 is 5. 4 and 1 is 9, and that's all you can have. Okay, and remember, I'm sitting at, there's 12 seats. How many seats are they? 11. I'm sitting in one. I can't take my own seat. I can only give it away. So if I'm giving away my seat to somebody who's sitting in a seat, that means they'll be down to 10. Now we had a straight exchange. So that's the lowest number we have to go. Can't explain it all. For those who can see and take something from whatever I say, it's all yours. The purpose, the color purple, the porpoise and the dolphins mean the 5 purple. I'm not sure what it means yet, but I understand all this. It's all 6 and 8. Now you have to understand, 6 and 8 is special. It's 14. It also stands for DNA, okay, of the multiples of 3 and 4, which can stand for 3/4, or sit around the table of 4 and move the 2 tables of 4 together, and you have one great big table of 6, because they met. And where they meet, where people were sitting, can no longer sit there. First you were sitting here and here, you put these together, now you're not sitting there. You're sitting 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Your table becomes a rectangle with 6 people instead of 8. You have 1/4 less the people. Do you understand? 1/4 less the people, 1.25 times anything. 1.25 times 2 sides is 2.5. 2.5 plus 1. 6 minus 2.5 is 3.5. 3.5 grams. 3.5 times 8, 28 of the moon. 7 by 4, 28 of the moon. 3/8 is the church, and it also says chow. It also says how. It also says owl at the same time, because in the words, I don't know which page it's on, there's a page that will actually say in numbers when it comes out who, what, when, where, and why. English, French, Spanish to start with. Do I have all the answers? Can I prove it right now? It's just too bad. I'd have to come here and sit here and never get off ever again, because the more you say to me, the more I think. The more I think with you, and the more I think on my own, and the greatness that we take this whole thing to just expands, and it never stops, because 1 and 1 is what? 1 and 1 what? I have 1 and 1. 1 and 1 and what? You have 1 water and 1 water. You put the 2 waters together, you got 1 big water more. Turmeric, shatika, all kinds of stuff. Whatever I can have natural. I just want to open up a store for spices. So now we were talking about looking for the 9th scroll. We were talking about P and H. We were talking about lighting up 1 candle. But we lit up that candle for 7 days. Why? Because the energy of the candles kept going into the next candle. And all we saw was the pilot light. The pilot light was lit for 7 days. That's all we needed. 1 and 6 equals 7. All you needed is 1 light. 1 light to you here, 1 light to you here, 1 light to you here. Happy Hanukkah. CH. Under the light. Under the light. The light maybe could have been in the sky. Another thing I wanted to mention is low shoe and numbers together. 4 on the outside. 4 that you do not see, and 1 in the center. If you take a look at the blue over here, this is the cutout corner. This is the corner. If you take a look, right, it actually is supposed to be like that, and this is going upward. This is going up, 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 all the way to the top. See the way it goes all the way to the top from the bottom? Okay, this is like the middle of Rubik's Cube without the 2 other ones. You see the arms on each side? This is actually the wings of Nibiru. 76 on this side, 34 on this side. 3476 is the size of the moon between here and here. In between is 5. That's the dolphin. Okay? 9229, 92 over here. Over here you have 18. They all equal 110. 110 stories of the Twin Towers. We can reverse them. 1, 7, the 7th gate of 9, 3. 3 by 9, 3 plus 9, 3 minus 9. Which way do you want to go? It equals to creation. This can be 3/4. Or parts of. Remember, 1/8, 3 times 6 is 18. This is the J, this is the H. Jack Heaven. How can I connect them all together and cut them up in pieces and parts and fold them over and send them through the scrolls? To understand the schools of the Pisces or the spade card, the magic seal. sees all. See all, the seal. The seal is purple. 9, 11. 9 and 2 is 11. 9 and 2 is 11. 9 times 2 is 18. 18 is over here, just below it. Same result. 3 and 4 is 7. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 plus 4 is 7. 76 and 34. 6 and 4 is 10. 7 and 3 is 10. 10, 10. 9 and 1 is 10. 2 and 8 is 10, 10. 28 days of the moon of the cycle of soul. Cycle of soul is the one spirit in 9. Means they made a duplicate world and they transferred a secondary moon. Splitting 2 moons apart, we automatically have to have the 2 moons, Demas and Phobos, running through the moon of Luna. Don't forget, we're not here. We're born and we're transferred memory, mind into a machine. We use the machine with what we know through spirit of the functionality of the machine. The machine was built to give us the vibrations to help read from the other world. Yet my doctor locked me up, put me away forever, but it's ridiculous and all. Why? It's only a story. It's only what I can make up and see. Should I make up anything different? The kids are going to sleep. They want to hear a good story. Well, here I am. It's good or you don't like it. You're changing channels or you're still here. So when you choose to stay somewhere that you like, it's because we are together. You're not alone. You can never feel any different. When you hold the magic wand of bond, you can never leave the 7th gate of all. To run with 7, it's 7 and 0 is 7, 70. 7 and 3 is 10. 7 and 6 is 13. 1 and 3 is 4. 10 will equal 0. Same as over here. 7 and 3 is 10. Equals 0 equals 16. Give me the 7th light. Again, the wings of Nibiru show up right over here. With 7 and 9, okay, that is the standing of the Golden Rothschild because of its name of 97. 97 will link up to the cat AC. 9 and 7, 1 and 3 make 10, 10. 9 and 7, 7 and 6, 7 and 3 make 10, 13 and 7. Why? Because it's on the roulette table. But the roulette table, 7 is on the left side. But for me, 7 should be, yes, 7 is on the left side, 10 is in the center, and 13 is on the right. So it should be 7, 10, 13. 13, 10, 7. 7, 10, 13. And where do I pick up this numeration? Gematria. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And so Gematria does the same thing. So I do the same thing with the grid of 36 off the roulette table. And that's how I get one of those formulas. Other formulas come from just what you get in the dice, like what this dice can do. It can do anything I want. See, that's the greatest thing about this. I can roll any number at any time in any game. We're playing open. Choose the number you want. And guess what? I'm the first player, and I'm the second player, and sometimes I'm even the third player, the coach. I sometimes have to send myself to bed early one night because I didn't do what I had to do the right way. So I punished myself, but that was okay. That one went to bed. There were 300 more. I'm Mr. Smith. It's not the way we can look at it. Why not all be Mr. Smith? And our hand never runs out, because it never runs out because we have the will and the want to go higher, to see the reality in our mind is going higher. So we are going higher. Now we're believing we don't want to stop going up or down or whichever way we're going. So again, when we have these numbers, this also stands for gold. It also stands for JFK because Grover Cleveland was president twice, counted twice as the 22nd and 24th president, equaling to the connection and the lock of Zion, Israel. All or nothing is what they say, because those are all the numbers of 64. 64 is Zion, Israel. 6 times 4. 6 plus 4 equals 24 and 10. We come back to 34. And what we do is tying up 3 and 4. Okay? We're tying up 3 and 4. The reality of the 3 is this 3 is standing this way, while this 4 is sitting square. Inside, they create the cross. And it's the only one that create a natural 7 other than bringing in the light with 6 and 1 in the center. Isn't that where the ace hole is? There's only one ace hole in the deck, and it sits for everybody. There's the ace hole up and the ace hole down. There's the ace hole in number 3. There's the ace hole in number 5, and there's the ace hole in number 1. First letter, third letter, fifth letter says ace. 1, 3, 5. 1, 3, 5 on your keyboard. If you take a look, it's CAT, cat. Measure them. The top key is a T, and I think you got to go 5. The third key is an E, and on the bottom row is the C, bottom and top row. Connecting 1, 4, and 7 with 3, 6, 9, making up the worlds of 7, 10, and 13. 7, 10, and 13, or how about 7, 7, 4, or 7, 4, 7? Why 7, 4, 7, 1, and 3 AC powered, connected with 9 and 7. 9 and 7 and 1 and 3 is 10, 10. So 1 and 3, which is the AC powered, and 1 times 3 and 1 plus 3 equals 3 and 4, and you're back to DC, who's controlling the DC power. So 34 that we got to over here, we were, sorry, I'm going to try and figure out where I was going. I was with 3, 6, 9, and 1, 4, 7, running the spirit 1, 4, 7 with 9, 6, and 3. We were at 7, 4, 7. Okay, the year 5775, which is the egg and sperm, because they all show the same numbers. Okay, the spirit of all is Russia and Asia, and anything to finish with IA, but Asia is the biggest one. And Russia is the second one. One is the front door, one is the back door. One starts with Asia, the other one ends with Russia. RU is the beginning of the end of Nibiru in the red state of the hammer and the sickle. 5 times 7 is 35. 5 plus 7 is 12 equals 47. Jesus Christ at time, because those are the numbers. 3 by 47 is 141. That's an exchange of the DNA. Which is built in time as it's been changed gradually, so we can lose links in time to think that we came from another era, when all we were doing was splicing together ourselves. And you can ask anybody, especially this guy over here. The first book I ever found was this, this began. Okay, well, this began when I was about 10. It's a long story, but this is what I saw. Okay, and I never read the whole book, and I knew the whole book inside out. And I know if you go to any page, I'm just going to say either I don't understand it, but I believe anyways. Has anybody really understood? Maybe take me out to Mick. You understand? All this has to do is spin. See my fingers? Okay. See my readers? Spin around my reader. Spin from one world around my reader, just like reading the electric meter. On the outside, on the inside. On the outside, I look at the box and I see the box. On the inside, I'm running the meter, and here's the counter. Reading on both sides. Now, it might be just doing this, because it could go around. I don't know how it works. Either it goes around like this or it goes like this. I don't know, but it's in here. Again, this is your number 9. This is how it connects. This is the number to the moon. Do you know where the moon is? I'm going to see if I can bring this out and show you. No, this is too big. This is too big. Okay, I think I got something smaller. You can see this. Well, you see the crack here, and the crack here, and the crack here, and the crack here. We would all say, this is the way I think. I always think this is 7.5 and 8. Now let's go lower. I always think this is 1.5, then 2. And this is 2.5, and then 4. And this is 3, and then 5. 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 5. I always thought this was 2, 5, 8, the cross, 4, 5, 6. But I'm assuming a little bit different, and I'm not sure yet. So there's more than one way always to look at things, and I am not last. Okay, if you see me and this is your first idea, then I was first, you were next, now you're first to anything else you do. It's a pyramid. We're working together. How much to get in? You got internet? Well, you've already paid. Okay, 1, 3, 5. I always thought this was 2, 4, 6, 8 with 5 in the center. We're going to do it the other way. This will be number 3. Then this will be 2, 5. This will be 3.5. 8 by 3.5. We got 28 grams to the moon. 28 takes it into its own cycle. 2 times 4 is 6. 2 plus 4 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 and 6, 2 and 4. See the 88 that they create together? What they create, they're opposites of each other. They go together. 357 is Nibiru link. See, normally they showed us here 159, but here they show us the wings of Nibiru running the way of the Aleph letter. This runs the way of the Aleph letter. The telephone shows the 1 over here. It shows the 7th gate. But the Aleph letter, which shows the same thing as Nibiru, shows 7, 5, and 3, showing to the plus sign of where 1, 5, and 9 is not even on the board. It's completely on one side. All we're standing here is creation of 26, which is the dog, 32, 23. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 and 6 equals 11. And 23 is 34. JFK. 32 plus 11, 43. Barack Obama, forget about the numbers. I told you Grover Cleveland came twice. Zion, Israel is a connection to that. Okay? Rothschild is 9 and 7. Before we would see 1 and 3. So now it'd be 9 and 3 and 7 and 1. 9 and 3. Well, everybody knows 9 and 3 is over here inside the creation of 6. 9 and 3 inside the creation of 6. 1, 2, 3 equals 6. 4, 5, 6 equals 15. 1 plus 5 equals 6. 7 and 8 is 15 plus 9 is 24. Creating your 24. 2 and 4 is 6. 6, 6, 6. We divide this line. 0, 2, 6. We divide it. 0.3, we multiply. Equals, be minus, and then we add 3, 5, and 7, which is the end of Nibiru, the tail of Nibiru. Don't forget, if Nibiru was doing this, you would always see a tail. Is that not the way we were taught? Because of the guiding light that takes an extra day or whatever to get here. By the time that light has gone away, it's a million years ago. So what about a train that goes around the mountain? Hey, look, there's the bottom of our train. I can still see it. Whoop! We go to a straightaway. The train seems to be going away, but it comes to a flat. We see it again. So again, we have all these numbers. Again, 7, 8, 9. Instead of 7 and 1 is 8. And 9 and 3 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. This one remains in the same area. This one becomes 8. Next to 8. 88. This one becomes the same. Be 988. One other thing. 7 over 1 creates what the 4 looks like. 2 and 5 are actually the same thing. The only reason you see them different here is because the design comes from different areas of the dimension of time. 6 and 8 are actually the same oval. 9, 8, and 6 come together. And if you take a look, it's the only 3 that have circles with them. 3 is another boundary to 8, which is part of the boundary to 6 and 9. So you can see the way 8, 9, 6, and 3 go together. 17 and 9 is 26. The combination over here that fits in. So you'd be running this, which would be 1 part C of the 2, 1, 4, 7, 8 part C, which means game. Part of in French, okay, part C, the C letter. When you say part C and you're from French, you'd say partie, which means a game or somebody left or combined to become one. So we still have the understanding this is in the DNA, this is the same thing, the scroll of the DNA, and how to read the scroll or the ninth is the combination of the totality of all people coming together, saying whatever they have to say, and just throwing it into this big pot. Because the whole thing about this world is finding the clues and finding the clues, and we're so secretive, and we keep everything between us, that this is why they're always in search, because no one wants to speak of the little bit somebody must know. So if we would set up a system and keep throwing, everybody keeps throwing stuff into the middle, and just let the computer wind it out, that would be your ninth scroll, right? Wouldn't it be? The computer? The ninth scroll that figures it all out? Man and computer together? We are man and computer. We did come to Earth. Hallelujah, guys. Let's light up some green down here, eh? We're going to light up some green down here. Oh, no, you can't. There's a law, a rule, and a regulation. What? Rules and regulations? What do we need? Moses came down and gave us 5 commandments. He says, leave my wife and kids alone. I'll leave you alone. That was it. 6, 1, and 3. He left you 2 and 4, right? 6, 1, and 3. You got 2, 4, and 5. So you got 3 commandments, okay? 2, 4, and 5. Then you have you. Then you have God. That's 6 and 7. Well, then who's God? God is the first commandment. Don't leave home without your work, right? You know, I'm going to show you where God is. I'm going to show you God. God is right here. I'm going to show you what he writes on the first page. Rule number 1, never go east. This is in French. N'est-ce pas? Okay? N'est-ce pas? Be oneness. Means be all. If we all came here under a book and a rule how we should live on this earth, then we should all live on this earth. And we all know the reality of living on this earth. There is no God higher than thee. God gave you all the information inside who you are. You have to follow the rules of God. by not being anybody else's God, but your own. And under the rule of God, the rules and regulations, be fair, be honest to yourself. You will be truthful. And obviously, with all the, I shouldn't even go any further than that. You want to see God? Take a chance on me, right? You want to see God, G-O-D. Oh my God, he's at the gateway. He's dividing me up and he looks like a dog. Well, he peed on my leg. Now he looks like a cat. He must scrat and rat. Oh my God. What was I talking about? Right. We were talking about the dogs. Did you remember those dogs that they came with rules and regulations? No. Let's stop right here. The last minute of this, we have to cut off somehow because that's retarded. I mean, the rules and regulations of any game are the same thing for the rules and regulations of life. Don't cheat, play by the rules, try your best, and it's tough luck. Next. Game over. Raphael, 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. It doesn't mean you have to give up everything for what somebody else wants. It's not that hard. They threw so many rules and regulations out at us, we seem to be guilty before anything begins. Oh my God, look what they thought of me. They're taking away my license. All right. As long as they let you walk the street, you don't need what they're offering, cars and boats and anything. You need an igloo in the Arctic and what else do you need? Yeah, you're not allowed to take your bike on the street because there's cars, so you're down to walking. But they're putting up the taxes and you're in low income. So if you can't eat, they'll send you to some place, and after a while, they'll corner you off and make sure you can never leave town. So basically, that's where I see us all right now. And I see like 80% of the people in this situation right now, at least 80%. And even those who are in the high class rich, they're in there too, some of them, and they don't even know it. Raphael, 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus, even if I don't know what I'm talking about. Thank you for watching.